Everybody settle down, please.
It is the worst possible scenario for the Democrats on the week of their convention. 20,000 emails hacked and leaked by Wikileaks. Emails that prove the DNC and the Clinton campaign did in fact rig the primary to protect Clinton and to stop Bernie Sanders. The DNC has now apologized to Sanders and to his supporters, but is it enough? This is a reality check you won't see anywhere else. For months, Reality Check has told you about allegations that the Democratic Party leadership and the Clinton campaign were gaming the primary for Clinton. Well, now 20,000 leaked DNC emails prove that was, in fact, happening. I'm going to talk about three major themes that have emerged so far. The first theme, that the DNC worked with the Clinton campaign to create narratives that would harm Sanders with certain voting blocks. One email written May 5th to DNC Communications Director Luis Miranda from another party official suggests looking at Bernie Sanders' faith, saying, quote, "It might make no difference, but for Kentucky and West Virginia, can we get someone to ask about his beliefs?" It went on to say this, quote, "Does he believe in a God? He had skated on saying that he has a Jewish heritage. I read he's an atheist. This could make several points of difference with my peeps. My Southern Baptist peeps would draw a big difference between a Jew and an atheist." In one email exchange after Sanders upset Clinton in Indiana, Jordan Kaplan, the national finance director for the DNC, says that Clinton's loss means that Sanders will raise another $4 million and will be more obnoxious. And when Sanders wanted to debate Clinton before the California primary, DNC staffers exchanged emails laughing at him. The second theme of those emails is that the DNC colluded with major media organizations to control the narrative around their primary. Kenneth Vogel, a reporter for Politico, sent a copy of his story about Hillary Clinton's fundraising to the DNC in late April before publishing it. The subject line read, "Per agreement. Any thoughts appreciated." That agreement was that they could see the story before Vogel's editors even saw it, as long as he didn't share it. In an email titled WAPO Party between two DNC staffers, that brings up the question about whether the DNC was planning a party with the Washington Post. And then there was a narrative that was pushed that the DNC had nothing to do with Sanders not winning the nomination, and instead it was the fault of his campaign's disorganization. This is the third major theme. Mark Potzenbach, on staff with the DNC, emailed Luis Miranda, the communications director, 3 weeks before the California primary. He pitched an anti-Bernie story that the campaign was a huge mess. In fact, it seems strange to some that this story may have been used because media around that time, they were reporting that Bernie was doing a poor job of educating his delegates about convention rules. So what you need to know is that, number one, Bernie Sanders spoke at the DNC last night and once again this morning, and in both cases encouraged his supporters to back Clinton and Kaine and to stop Donald Trump.
In my view, it's easy to boo, but it is harder to look your kids in the face who would be living under a Donald Trump presidency.
And there, once again, for the second day in a row, Bernie Sanders was booed by his own supporters. The reason for that? It's pretty simple. These emails, they aren't about the DNC disenfranchising the candidate Bernie Sanders. They prove that the DNC disenfranchised voters. The 13 million people who cast a vote for Sanders believe they were doing it in a fair system. They feel disenfranchised. The tens of thousands of others who were blocked from voting in places like New York where the rules stopped them, they too feel disenfranchised. If Clinton was selected and not elected, then it doesn't matter how many concessions the Clinton campaign can make. It doesn't matter how much Bernie Sanders endorses her. In the minds of millions of Sanders supporters, the DNC has proven that they do not care about the people they are supposed to represent. That's Reality Check. Let's talk about that tonight on Twitter.